Goose is a staple in many cuisines around the globe. Some say it tastes surprisingly like beef. For many centuries, humans have cultivated a variety of wild goose species for the sole purpose of meat production. The practice is believed to date back to 2500 BC Egypt, where goose was deliberately fattened for their meat. Within that extant tradition, as well as others, goose meat is considered excellent meat with its rich flavor and juicy center. If you're seeking an alternative to the traditional Christmas turkey, look no further than the goose. But how is the meat produced? Geese typically lay eggs in spring, with fertility billed to be 15% higher around August and September, especially with mature female geese. With improved nutrition, the use of artificial light, and careful genetic selection, geese breeders can ensure early onset of egg production, at least within 1 year. Though geese lay the bulk of their eggs in the morning, eggs are collected 2 or more times daily. These eggs are carefully examined, and those for incubation are selected and stored in a cool room, preferably 15 degrees Celsius. The best eggs for incubation should be uncracked and weigh 0.31 pounds at least, and not more than 0.44 pounds. All eggs selected for incubation are cleaned with a clean, damp cloth, especially those with dirt on them. For the best result, the eggs are disinfected through a fumigation process. These eggs are then placed in large capacity incubators at a temperature of 37.5 degrees Celsius. For the best result, eggs are examined under a candling light in a dark room after 5 to 8 days of incubation. Blood vessel development and a large spot are noticeable at this time. If a blood ring is noticed around the yolk, the embryo is considered dead and the egg is removed. Between 27 and 30 days of incubation, eggs are transferred into the hatcher, and within 2 to 4 hours, new birds are born. For the first 3 weeks of life, young gooselings are subjected to brooding. For best practice, heat sources in the brooding area should be between 36 and 37 degrees Celsius and should be turned on 24 hours before the goslings are introduced to their new home. Automatic feeders are available within the pen, ensuring the goslings are properly fed and well hydrated. Whichever energy source is used, consistency is particularly important, as sharp drops in temperature could result in the death of goslings. Of all birds kept for meat production, geese boast the fastest initial growth rate. Within 8 to 9 weeks, geese are ready for meat and should weigh at least 8.8 pounds. Some wait until the geese are at least 12 weeks old before using them for meat. 1-year-old geese are artificially inseminated, with viable sperm usually at 9 months old and above. The moment they're mature enough, they're taken to the processing lines. 8 hours before killing, feed is taken away from the geese marked for meat production to reduce the presence of fecal matter, or residual material, in the digestive tract. The killing funnel is the method of choice, as it has the capacity to process a good number of geese at a given time. The geese are suspended headfirst on the funnel with the legs secured, with the neck turned towards the operator, who slices the jugular without cutting off the head. Plucking is handled both manually and automatically, with the large wing and tail feathers manually plucked as the geese slide through. The carcass is then scalded in a wax bath, and the machine cleans out the rest of the plumage. Cleaning is carefully done to ensure no piece of the bird's feather is left in the carcass. In most cases, the clean carcass is left to cool off for 12 hours after cleaning, but the best practice is to immediately eviscerate and extract the fatty liver immediately after cleaning. As the eviscerated carcass rolls through the funnel, the liver is deftly extracted, cleaned, and placed in a waiting container. The production of this fatty liver is sometimes achieved by overfeeding the geese. Watch how rich they look as they're gathered and packaged. Then frozen before being repackaged in protective plastic bags. To preserve the carcass for a good period, curing and smoking is the next step in the process. The carcass is cured with a brine solution with 14% salt and nitrate before the meat is smoked. Depending on the producer and existing practice within a specified area, sugar and a variety of spices are added. The carcass is allowed to marinate in the solution for 48 hours before smoking. Besides smoking, geese can also be preserved in jars or cans. First, the carcass is deftly cut up into parts. The legs, thighs, and wings are cut off, and then the breast meat is separated from the rib bones. This process is labor-intensive, with workers handling it directly on the processing line. The meat cut from the carcass is then smoked, steamed, or fried before being served or preserved in airtight containers. While meat and fatty liver are of great interest to goose meat producers, liquid goose fat is also obtained in the process of production and packaged for sale. This is achieved by heating the fat removed from the carcass in 100 degrees Celsius of water. Afterward, the water is poured through a sieve to separate the non-fat particles and retain the necessary fat, which is then stored in airtight containers. Sausages and other meat products can also be produced for consumption. Geese feathers are not left out. They're cut up and used as stuffing for pillows, cushions, and bedding. The processing plant is thoroughly cleaned afterward, ensuring that future production maintains strict health standards. Thanks for watching the video. If you want to know more about the farm and factory, please watch these videos and subscribe to receive our videos and future updates.